Hey, everybody. House that Pat built. Remember this house. What's up, cuz? It's the house that Pat built. House that Pat built. Remember this house. It's the house that Pat built. Come on, remember this house. Hello. What's going on, girl? You must have been out and about. Well, girl, welcome to Kicking It with Kels this Tuesday evening. I hope everyone will enjoy the rest of this week. Hope you enjoy it today. I know it's not many of you on here yet, but my husband and I celebrated 34 years 2 days ago on Sunday, August 24th. And it was the very first anniversary that we did not get a chance to spend together, but it was okay. My husband went on a fishing trip, much needed break, and the airlines kept us from getting back together. Because, you know, these folks the airlines just do whatever they want to do to us these days. They just, you know, they delay flights. They delayed my husband's flight until the next day. He had to be at work yesterday. He was supposed to be coming back on Sunday. They delayed his flight, and he could not. They said that he wouldn't make it back until Monday at 3 o'clock. My husband had to buy another ticket. Now, you know that is ridiculous. And I want to know what we can do about stuff like that. I mean, who do we contact? Anybody in here that has a clue? Pat, what airline was it?
American.
It was American. I shouldn't even be surprised. I've had so many problems with them. Last year, I went to visit my mom, and I was supposed to be in Memphis, leaving Memphis at 2 o'clock, and a layover in LaGuardia in New York. And my flight was delayed in Memphis from 2 o'clock to 10 o'clock p.m. By the time we got to LaGuardia, it was 12 midnight, and they locked the doors and no more flights. I had to stay in that airport until 6 in the morning, 6:10 or something like that in the morning. And I cried like a 2-year-old. No sense in me playing. I can't hide my feelings. The time to cry, let it all hang out. I was up in there crying. People looking at me crazy. I didn't care. I had to spend all that time in there, and then couldn't make it to work on time. It was just a big mess. But anyways, I'm going to get started and talk on, because oh, wait a minute, child. I forgot to tell you, I had my grandbaby. My grandbaby was born on August 14th, and he is a bundle of joy. Mom and baby are doing great. And so now and I was also telling y'all, I think the last time I was on here, that my little ace man, my 3-year-old baby boy, he's in pre-K 3. He's doing great. His teacher is giving good reports to his mommy. And, of course, little Miss Kai is doing her first grade thing and enjoying herself. So we have 3 little babies, 3 little ones now. Not little babies, but 3 little ones and 1 newborn baby. So excited. And he is, oh, child, baby's just to hug them and to kiss all over them. I know they be thinking, please, it ain't that exciting for me as it is for you. But I do have a topic, and it is called Casting Your Pearls Before Swine. And I didn't want to do this topic. Honestly, I did not want to do this topic. I skipped last Tuesday because I was trying to think of something else to talk about other than this. But anyway, it kept coming. And so, y'all, I'm about to tell y'all what it's all about. Casting your pearls before swine. Let me say that first. Casting your pearls before swine is a term that can be found in the Bible in Matthew 7 and 6. It means do not give what is holy to the dogs, and do not throw your pearls among pigs, lest they trample them under their feet and turn to attack you. The pearls represent something of value, such as spiritual truths or wisdom, while the swine represents those who are unappreciative, unreceptive, or even hostile to such things. Casting your pearls before swine is a cautionary tale about discretion and discernment in sharing your gifts, wisdom, or time. It highlights the importance of targeting your efforts toward people who are receptive and appreciative. Many things in our lives are of great value. In fact, everything about us is valuable, if you see yourself that way. The value has to do with self-respect, integrity, respecting other people's boundaries, as well as setting and enforcing your own boundaries for yourself and for your peace. So many people live their lives saying yes to everything and everybody until they're just worn out, just exhausted, don't know what to do with themselves. By the time they get a hold of this madness, they know things are out of hand and they have overplayed theirs. You have poured yourself empty to people who would tell you no in a heartbeat. Will you take me to the store? No. Will you loan me $10? No. And some people will borrow your money and not say anything. And when you finally say, hey, what about that money you owe me? They mad. And then finally, here's your stinking money. Well, I don't remember it stinking too bad when you asked me for it. In fact, it might have smelled pretty good because you was laughing and happy and cheesing when you got it as it was released into your hand. You were smiling. Be careful with whom you cast your pearls. Even when it comes to your body, ladies, especially when it comes to your body, because your body is your temple. It should be treated with reverence and respect. It should honor God. Now, if you are worth him dying for, don't you think God wants you to take care of yourself? I'm not the owner of, well, that goes for men and women. I'm not the owner of my body. God is. It was bought with a price. He created it, but I am the caretaker of it. In fact, everything we think we own is really on loan to us. Yes, even our bodies. We get so caught up with believing that this is my body and I can do whatever I want to do with it, to it, and we ignore the things we should do for it, like eating nutritious foods, like drinking water, exercising, going for walks. Oh, and I know we don't want to talk about how we sin against our body with sex. I'm going to talk, I didn't want to do it. And I'm going to move on because everybody can't handle hard conversations. Well, I think I'm going to just continue. Leontine, since there's not many people on here, I'm going to continue. If you can't handle, then shut it down. But I got to say it. Girls, stop casting your pearls on these low vibrational men or whoever you're giving your pearls to. You're pouring out your love, showing all this loyalty and energy into people who repeatedly disrespect you every chance they get. They don't care about you. Sorry to say it, but you're a dumping ground. You meet someone and there's a moment of desire, connection, or curiosity, but then what should have been casual doesn't feel like it's casual anymore. Emotions get involved because the impact rarely stays in the bedroom. It echoes in our minds. It affects our moods and can change the way we see ourselves. Sex is powerful. It can leave behind an emotional residue that's hard to wash off. Women are receivers, and when we have sex with people who don't see our worth, someone who lacks integrity, someone who lacks empathy, or even a genuine interest in you, we receive their junk, their negative spirits. That is enough to drive a person crazy. Their spirit is not just sitting there doing nothing. It's all in your head, stressing you out. You might feel hollow the next morning, confused by the intensity of feelings that don't match the story you told yourself. Oh, I'm not going to fall in love for this time. I don't even really like him like that. But you do. Not real love, just some fantasy that you're wishing for. See, you fall in love and lust, and the next thing you know, depression and sadness set in. Because your heart doesn't do disclaimers. Your soul holds on to those experiences, especially the ones that made you feel unseen, unsafe, and disrespected. They couldn't wait to see you at first. Oh, honey, listen, you should hear my granddad's high-pitched voice saying, oh, yeah. He said, a man is unstoppable when he wants a woman. He will jump off the Empire State Building. Well, he'll make you think he'll jump from the Empire State Building. But after he gets what he wants, he might ghost you. Not all of them, of course, but probably most. They just disappear. You see, intimacy is not just physical. It's emotional exposure. The damage that is done is silent. Instead of it bringing closeness, it plants seeds of doubt. And it can really get messy once you develop feelings and the person has someone else or just had no intention of returning those feelings. But that's what happens when you give away what is sacred to someone who treated it like a transaction. Intimacy without respect isn't liberation, it's erosion. Everybody plays the fool. Everybody plays the fool. Sometimes, no exception to the rule. But how long are you going to sing that song? Or how many times are you going to sing that song? When we don't set boundaries, we become a free-for-all. Everyone you meet should not have access to your body. That's not normal. In fact, it's harmful behavior, very harmful behavior. Diseases and all kinds of ugly stuff. Ugh. People lie and manipulate without even ever showing remorse or growth because they can, because you okayed it. Of course, a man wants to sleep with you the first time he meets you. And when you do that, most of them think, oh, she do that with everybody. She ain't wifey material. Before you get involved, though, ladies, think about yourself and what you want in a relationship. Choose that over what he wants from you. Talk to the person. Ask questions. Get to know people first. Be a detective. Be your protector. Sometimes after talking long enough to a person, even after a couple of weeks, you'll be like, oh my gosh, what a joke. Whew. Dodge that bullet. Yuck. Sometimes it's even like that. Gross. And even if you like them, if they don't stick around to get to know you, you might be a little disappointed, and only a little, because you didn't lose yourself. You saved your pearls because you are wifey material. And by acting accordingly, you put yourself one step closer to the altar. We all need to ask God for wisdom and discernment. The Bible said he will give it to you generously and without finding fault. But like everything else we want from God, we must ask in faith and believe that we receive it. You got to recognize the value of your pearls. Nobody can do that for you. Now I will move on. Our pearls don't always have to be about romance and love, relationships. Think about at work, how you share innovative ideas with colleagues who acts like your ideas are just the dumbest. And next thing you know, they take credit. And sometimes we share too much with coworkers anyway. Of course, it's possible to find friends on the job. I always have found people that I think are cool. Some of my best friends right now are ladies that are, and gentlemen that I met at work. And we're still cool to this day. I mean, besties, they're my dogs, But we have to have discernment. We must have it. You're sharing your life story way too soon. And they may be sharing your life story too and adding lies to it and laughing at you. My mama used to say, girl, just talk about the weather with people. But what's the fun in that? I think it's okay to share some things, but you can't just be too trusting about the things in your life, especially the things that hurt you. You know, things that hurt you or the things that a trouble that you went through, or your dreams or plans as well. I remember one time during COVID, my daughter wanted to do eyelashes. And so she said that she was going to do everybody's eyelashes, going to get an extension. Next thing you know, she had told a girl at work, and lo and behold, about a month later, this girl had a whole lashes shop going on, and she invited my daughter to be one of the models. So, anyway, you got to be careful about that. Sometimes people would rather have your life than their own. So they just take pieces of your identity and try to do what you do, copy your style. They like, what if, well, if she can do it, I can do it too. Have that attitude. They may mimic your mannerisms, or even in that case, your interest, and try to one-up you, like that young lady did with my daughter. But it doesn't last because it wasn't hers to begin with. I think she had like one show, and that was that. My dad's philosophy was that we should be suspicious of everyone until they prove themselves trustworthy. That's hard to do, but that leads us back to asking God for wisdom and discernment, because that's how we become good judges of character. Everybody you see don't get to run over you. Sometimes we still get it wrong because people aren't always who they say they are. That's how come you can't always go by what people say. You have to go by what you see, how they act. That's the main thing, not just what they say, because people will say anything. My children know I can tell. I tell who is good for them or not on sight. It can be a boyfriend or just a good friend. I never miss. I say, just bring them on over here. I'm not impressed with them. You are. And I can tell you about them, but it's up to you to listen. So, y'all, we got to be careful about who we open up to. You confide sensitive information and they spread your secrets and gossip behind your back because you're giving energy to people who don't even, who don't mind tearing you down. They don't want to understand you. They mock you. They never apologize or take responsibility for their wrongs. They never say thanks for anything you do to them, for them. They take what you say about yourself and use it against you later. That is the attack I spoke of earlier. People using something against you that you said in confidence. Then you second guess yourself for sharing too much. Does that ever happen to any of y'all? Of course it does. When someone consistently disrespects your time, trust, or treasures, they are not the right person to receive your pearls. It doesn't matter if they're family, friend, or foe. Some people believe that when you share too much about your life, your dreams, and your future plans, people can pray against you and cause it not to manifest. I don't know if I feel that strongly about it, but I do believe that we should not jump the gun and talk about all the great things that are going to happen. Just wait until they happen. Then let them see. I can show you better than I can tell you. I used to do it all the time, though. I'm preaching to the choir, preaching to myself, because I used to do it all the time, talking too much. I would be so excited I would share my next move, thinking that the people I was sharing it with would be just as excited for me as I was. Certain people in your life, you think that they want you to win just as much as you would want them to win. But that's a hard lesson to learn. I remember having a close friend once. We were having the nicest conversation at her house. I was writing plays at the time, and I was telling her how I had started writing this new play, but it was getting to be too long. It had too many scenes, and I know my husband always builds my sets for my play, and it was just going to be too many sets or too many scenes for him to take care of this set. He wouldn't be able to do it. So I told her, I said, I'm really thinking of turning the play into a novel because I can't stop writing it. I said, what do you think? She didn't say anything. Just sat there looking at me. Didn't say a word. So she finally got up. She called her children out there like they had to hurry up and get on those chores. And she was yelling at them and left me sitting for so long. I just said, okay, girl, I'm out of here. She said, okay, bye. I felt so stupid because I had cast my pearls upon someone who was not equipped to receive them. Sometimes people already felt a certain way that you weren't aware. Because like it or not, some of your biggest haters are the people in your circle. As long as you dim your light, put yourself down, not become the best version of yourself, they may tolerate you a little longer while they downplay your good news or make what you do seem less impressive, offer compliments that contain digs and insults. They are right there, your very best friend when you're going through some drama, something messy. Even then, while they show big support, they're still gossiping behind your back, hoping things don't work out for you. They'll be by your side for all your failures. But baby, baby, oh baby, don't you dare step up your game and decide that life has more to offer than what you're currently doing. You can start your own business, and the very people you think gonna support you are the ones that won't. Think again. They feeling like if they don't support you, you won't make it. But you will make it. Because every time you cast your pearls, you will either learn from it or benefit from it or both. We don't want to keep doing the same things, getting the same painful results. But to get different results, we are the ones who have to change. And the best way to change anything, is through prayer. I really hope this has helped someone. I didn't want to do this topic. I tried my best to think of something else. God blocked me. He wouldn't let me do it. I was still thinking, So anyway, it's done. Like I said, I hope someone will think before giving away what's sacred. Your gifts, your dreams, your body, your friendship, or your time. Everybody ain't worthy. Learn to love the people who truly love you, and y'all's pearls will never stop falling. It'll be just like raining pearls. It's raining pearls. Hallelujah, it's raining pearls. Amen. That's it for me tonight, y'all. But I do want to leave you with something. Y'all know that song, and I know this song it's by Toni Braxton. And she said, sometimes love can work out right now. Sometimes you never know it. You're never ever gonna know it. But if it brings you pain in your life, don't be afraid to let it go. Ooh, can't hit that note. Oh, babe. Let it flow. Let it flow right now. Ooh, everything's gonna work out right, you know. You better let it flow now. Ooh, let it flow. Just let it go, baby. And I wanna say na. Let it flow. And that's anything or anybody that's bringing pain in your life. Y'all have a wonderful evening. And I'm out. Thanks for coming and kicking it with Kels. I shall see you next week. I'm not going to say what my topic's going to be because I'm not getting ready to be just bogged down and stressed out and pressured. So I will see, and then I'll post. Love y'all. Have a great night. Deuces.